What's up? What's up, everybody? Big Herc, Prison Talk Live. He in for another edition. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody got to do something positive with their life and spend time with some loved ones out there. Anyways, we're back at it, episode 67. We're here with the Fresh Out crew. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because if you're missing out if you haven't. So take the time to hit the bell, so that way you guys can be subscribed to the channel. And we'd love to hear from you. And once you subscribe, we also have playlists, so you guys can submit your playlist. And hopefully we can get your playlist up there so all the Fresh Out fans can check it out. And also, if you guys haven't got a chance, also subscribe to our Instagram, Twitter, and our Patreon, which is FreshOutSeries. Check those out. So we'd love to hear from you. And also, you guys, we're looking for, talented artists. If you guys are very talented with the art department as far as coming up with graphics or designs, submit them to FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. And if we like your logo or your idea, we'll work out a split with you guys. We can put together something, and you guys can make some money off your designs. We got the Cheek Buster shirts out. We already got a bunch of people who pre-ordered, and these are a limited run. We're only going to print 72 of these. So if you guys are about busting some female cheeks, get your Cheek Buster t-shirt. Female cheeks only. I know some of you guys are on some man cheeks, so more power to you, but these are for female cheek busters. Pick your shirt up, and we would love to hear from you. So a lot of stuff going on out there in the news. I know you guys are hungry for different topics. So I'll be interested in what you guys want to talk about today. What's on your mind? I know there's a lot of cool things going on out there, and I'd be interested to hear what you guys want to talk about. Somebody said, what if you have to bust some cheeks that smells like fish? You know what? I got a fish cheek busting story. You guys know I used to get down in the porn game, and we were doing a scene one time, and we were at this little hotel over in I want to say over in East LA. TT Boy was filming. No, it wasn't TT Boy. It was I want to say DJ Yella at the time. He had his own little porn thing jumping off. And this particular female, matter of fact, it wasn't Yella, it was Jake Steed. This particular female, man, bro, she pulled her motherfucking panties down. It smelled like dead tilapia. It was horrible. So, yeah, man, it was, that was a bad fish smelling cooter, and I could not perform under those conditions. They were very hazardous. Smelly pussy, man, it had my eyes watering up in there. But, yeah, that's my, fishy cheek busting story, man. I told the producer, man, you gotta have her go. She's gonna have to go and, wash that thing out, man. That thing is tremendous. If she didn't smell that, I don't know what the fuck, man. Alex, man, thanks for the donation. Can you ask a random guy on the yard to spot you? Also, can you ask him how many sets they got left on the bench or the weights? No, you don't have random people on the yard spotting you. When you go and get your workout on, you have a crew. Like I used to have a couple guys I worked out with, and we had our little crew, and it's probably 4 people in our car, 4, maybe 5. It was my homeboy, Big Rube. Shout out to you, Big Rube. The homie Yoshi, the homie Al. I had a couple Hawaiians in my car. My Mexican partner, and basically that's who I worked out with. We spotted each other. You don't jump into different cars and ask different people to spot you on the yard. That's not how it goes down. And usually what happens is, if like say another car is working in the area, when they're done, they'll let you know and you guys can switch off. But usually everybody is kind of like, in sync with whoever's working out. So everybody got their own area, their own weights, and that's kind of how it works out as far as working out. What is my take on the Starbucks in Philly? and your backyard in Torrance. And in your backyard in Torrance. I didn't hear about the Torrance incident, but the Starbucks incident in Philly, I thought it was some bullshit. You know, they said that these guys were trespassing and they were just hanging out in the Starbucks. You know, there's some racial shit. So I think people should speak up about Starbucks if you're a Starbucks person. You know, it's fucked up. Big Herc, is Long Park easy time? I wasn't at Long Park camp. I was at the USP. And at the USP, if you were out of pocket, you would get your motherfucking wig split. So, yeah, time was easy if you knew how to mind your business. I don't know what you consider easy. But, yeah, man, it just depends on what you're involved in. If you're in gang activity, if you fucking with drugs, if you fucking with, you know what I mean, you gambling, then it ain't going to be easy. You know, it's going to be a problem. Somebody said, ever thought about getting a PO? But I got one. Jake, hit us up at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com if you want to try to write us about something. I'm a Mexican that doesn't speak Spanish. Would I get my wig split by Mexican gangs? Nah. Man, look, if you're Mexican, black, white, whatever you are, you got to be able to let motherfuckers know where you stand at. Now, if you was gang banging and hoorahing on the street, you're going to go to prison. There's going to be the same type of people in there that knew what you were doing, so you're going to be obligated. But if you weren't hoorahing and gang banging and acting a fucking fool on the street, you're not going to have those kind of problems in the pen unless you put yourself in that predicament. So your reputation on the street is going to transcend into prison. So, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the things you got to consider if you're a knucklehead on the street and you were shooting at people and doing a bunch of shit and you had beef. Well, when you get to prison, most likely you're going to run across those same people. Somebody said, Big Herc, I bust female cheeks. Have you ever seen an individual in prison who's clearly special needs or socially awkward? How does the prison system receive them? You know, I've seen a couple of people in passing that maybe you could tell was a little off, and nobody fuck with them, man. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of just, you know, they mind their business with nobody, you know, unless you're just out of pocket or trying to act like you're a smart ass. I didn't see any problems with people who were, you know, mentally slow. I mean, you know, guys who are a little off that were maybe caught up in a dope game. People just kind of let them do their thing, man. Unless you run your mouth, you're not going to have a lot of problems. Somebody said, Big Herc, why do they call you Big Herc? I got the name Big Herc because of Hercules, because I always worked out, always been in shape. A homie gave me the name Hercules, and then, you know, first I was Black Hercules, and then I just was Big Herc. So Big Herc is short for Big Hercules, and I've had that nickname ever since I was like 17, 18. Pretty sure Mexican gang member don't fully understand Spanish outside common slang and basic sentence structure. I'm busting my PO's cheeks right now. Get your money, man. When you got out, did you bust cheeks? When I got out of prison, it took me probably 2 weeks to bust some female cheeks out of the halfway house because I had to figure out how to maneuver, how to plan my time, and you know, get a job and all that shit. But yeah, motherfucker, I was busting female cheeks. Big Herc, why do veterans end up in jail? Maybe hard times, man. People, you know, trying to survive, catch a case, man. A number of things. I don't really know. Big Herc, what's your biggest failure besides prison? My biggest failure? No, I don't really know what. I don't really have any other failures, man, that I would consider to be things that I really fucked up on, man. I mean, school, I was a good student in school. You know, going to prison, man, I wish I would have stayed in school and went to college. I did go to college, but I wish I would have pursued it more serious and really put myself around people who were more business oriented, entrepreneurial at a younger age. I fucked off a lot of my 20s, man. Just with no direction. I didn't have a mentor, so that's like my only regret is not taking advantage of more opportunities in my 20s, and that's pretty much it, man. I mean, shit, I busted, you know, thousands of cheeks in the porn industry, had fun, you know, made money, traveled. I don't really have a lot of regrets outside of, you know, prison it was a horrible thing, but I also have been able to turn it into a positive with Fresh Out. What does CAR mean in prison slang, Big Herc? CAR is the group of people that you hang out with in prison. So you got the Crip CAR, you got the Damu CAR, you might have the Sereno CAR, the North Daniel CAR, the Vice Lord, the GD CAR. Everybody got their CAR is basically a group of individuals that parlay together in prison. I'm gonna do the shout outs at the end, just to let y'all know. Rodriguez, thank you for the donation, man. Yo, Herc, please smash the trolls today. Your jokes are the funniest thing ever, brother. P.S. When are the slides shipping out for those who pre-ordered? I want to represent New Jersey hard. The slides are being manufactured right now. I apologize for this on the delays for the slides and shoes, but you know we're a small apparel company and we want to get these things right, so we're making sure everything is on point. And the slides, I hope to have them done, actually shipped to me by the end of April, early May. And then as soon as I get them, I'm shipping them out. And you guys, for being patient, we're going to throw in a prize with those, a giveaway. So I apologize for having taken so long to get the slides out to you. But like I said, we wanted to make sure we do them right. We got the proper manufacturing going, and we'll get the slides and shoes out to you guys real soon. Hey, the Cheek Buster shirt. Somebody says, man, I wish I would have ordered a Cheek Buster shirt. We still got them. So, you know what I'm saying? You guys jump on there, go to our shop, and, you know, the commissary and pick you guys one up. You know what I'm saying? The shirt's on our commissary, the Cheek Buster shirt. You know what I'm saying? Be about them cheek busting. Big Herc, what do you think about the Syrian dictator? You know, I watched some of the stuff on the news. I know that, you know, a lot of our news is watered down. I think gassing his own people, if they're using chemical weapons on his own people, is fucked up. You know, it's just, you know, a lot of this shit going on in the other side of the world. I mean, they kind of like give it to us in doses. So, you know, anytime somebody's oppressing people like that, I think that somebody has the right to step in and, you know, make things right, man. I don't know why, you know, Russia's supporting them the way they are. But I just, you know, when you fuck with people like that, I think it's fucked up, man. But I know it's bigger than what's just on the surface. There's some other shit going on. Somebody asked me, how would I rehabilitate prisoners? You know, rehabilitation is basically an individual situation. You know, some people, they don't care about changing their ways when they go to prison. Prison is just a timeout for them. Other people look at prison as a time to elevate, to, you know, change the way they look at life, and they use it as an experience to better themselves. But not everybody's looking for that. Some people are just pieces of shit, man. So, you know what I mean? I can't really, I can't really, you know, say that, you know, I have an answer to rehabilitate everybody in prison. For one, man, I mean, you got a lot of people who just follow their sheep. So they're not leaders, they're followers. So when you got a bunch of people following a leader who's, you know, leading them in a dark path, there's really nothing you can do unless the people following decide to take a different path. Somebody said, did you or any of your, there should be a learning experience, not a time. Yeah, I agree. Prison should be a learning experience and not a timeout. You know what I mean? Somebody said, how do you remain positive with all the ignorant trolls out there? You know, you got to look at the trolls, man, as people who are just confused, you know, looking for attention, you know, very lonely, you know, lacking self-esteem, you know, and you can't put energy into that. You got to put energy into you. And anytime somebody's talking about you, you know that you're making a difference because you're not talking about them. So you got to kind of just laugh at them, man. You know what I mean? Big Herc, what would you change about the war on drugs? The war on drugs, man, it's a joke, bro. I mean, you talking about the war on drugs, but what's the most addicting drug of all that kills more people than any other drug? Alcohol. Alcohol is the biggest drug that was ever created and has wiped out, you know, it's wiped out, races of people, the Native Americans. I mean, so when you talk about the war on drugs, man, it ain't going, I couldn't do nothing to change it because there's always going to be people profiting and it's a business. And as long as there's habits out there, somebody's going to cater to those habits and not everybody wants to be sober. So the drug game is going to be what it is, man. I don't have an answer for that. And locking up people is not the answer. You know what I mean? It's the people who take the drugs, long as they continue to take them, whether they're taking crack, methamphetamine, or Norcos or Percocets, there's always going to be an alternative drug, legal or illegal. Van Anderson, thank you for the donation, man. Big Herc, what known porn chicks did you smash? Oh, the smashing days. Who did I smash? Kitten. What's her name? Fuck, man, it's been a long time. My game was who's big back there? China. Janet Jack me. Fuck, after girls, I can't remember, man. It was, you're doing so much coochie assassinating that it's just a blur, man. But I can't really think of any big names. I didn't smash like Gina Jameson or anything like that. A lot of the girls I smashed was back in like the 90s and the early 90s, 94, 95, and then 99, 98. But I can't remember offhand any big names. Most of the girls, I wasn't. I ain't gonna say I wasn't back then. They had like crossover black guys and black guys, and I hadn't made the crossover yet. In the porn game, my name was Big Herc. You can you can Google me, what I'm saying, and you find my videos all on the porn channels. And oh yeah, Miss Cleo, I smashed those out. But yeah, I can't, a lot of the names I can't recall, man. How long have I been out? I've been out since October 2008. So shit, man, 10 years, man. 10 years I've been out, been loving life, and I'm just, I'm glad to be blessed. Josh and Jesus, thanks for the donation. Big Herc, thanks for willing to plug my page. Really appreciate it. You ever listen to Mountain Wolf or the Antlers? Never listened to any of those groups. Josh and Jesus, hey, thanks for the donation. I know he's got a GoFundMe. Josh and Jesus at one point was homeless, and now he's working his way through college. He's got a GoFundMe, and hopefully he'll. I don't have it in front of me, but he'll plug whatever the link is to go check out his page. But more power to you, man, and I thank you for always supporting what we're doing. Somebody said, what techniques did you use to keep your Peter hard while busting cheeks in the porn game back then? When I was in the game, there was no Viagra, there was no Cialis. You had to be just a straight pervert. And I used to go into some, my Jordan mode, and I just would be, I'd zone in and I'd just be pounding the motherfucking cheeks, man. I was about that coochie assassin. See, that's the thing, you can have a big dick, but if you can't keep the motherfucker hard, it don't matter. It's all about the motherfucker who can perform under pressure. And I was a clutch player. I come in there and I'd be beating the motherfucking pussy up, man. You know what I'm saying? I was a coochie assassin. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was good times. I didn't get to smash Vanessa Del Rio. I wish I had, but I hadn't. Thomas Harris, thank you for the donation, man. Yeah, let me popcorn. Have you ever thought about using? Nah. Hell yeah, I read his comment. I'm glad you shouted out to him. Yeah, man. Josh and Jesus, man, he doing his thing, man. I'm really proud of, you turning your life around, and it's an inspiration to others out there. Somebody said, is there a parole system in the feds? How does parole system work in the feds? There's probation. It's called federal probation. There's not a parole. You can't, if you got 30 years in the feds, you ain't getting out in no 3 years, no 4 years, no. Unless you go back and get some time off, you're going to do 85%. When you get out the feds, you have probation. Federal probation could be 2 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. Depending on how you do your probation, they'll kick you off early, or they'll make you do your whole thing. So yeah, there's not a parole. There's a probation, and you're dealing with the probation officer and the federal marshals when it comes time to serving your probationary sentence, which is after prison. Hands of Stone, thanks for the donation. No, I haven't seen that show. Somebody says, can you kill someone in prison and get away with it? You might think you can get away with it, but there's cameras everywhere. So they go back and watch the cameras, and basically that's how people get caught, because they can slow shit down on the cameras. And every fucking corner, when you walk down to the yard, to the library, they got cameras everywhere. So best believe that they will bust those cameras out and review those tapes. And it might be a couple of days, but they're going to find out who did what. That they always do, you know. Yo, bro, check my music out. One time, G. Send us a link to FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. You know. Somebody else is asking about my friendship with Rich Piana. Man, you know, the dude's passed, man. You know, R.I.P. Rich Piana. But I'm not going to get into, you know, trying to exploit my friendship with him to entertain you guys, because, you know, the dude is all rest in peace, man. But I knew the dude from 1999, 98 till the time he passed, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we did a lot of, you know, business together, and, you know, we started One Day You May, and used to train together, and, you know, it's a sad thing that the man passed so young. Yo, what don't you do live stream on your Big Herc 916 and positivity when in prison? You know what? I'm going to start, you know, I got Big Herc 916 jumping off, which is more of a motivational, positive channel. I'm going to start doing a live stream there too eventually. I just haven't had the time as far as, you know, to really sit down and put it together. But I'm going to be putting that together real soon. Somebody said, what was the worst part about the porn industry? The worst part about the porn industry. The porn industry, for a lot of people, is you don't have, there's not a lot of consistency, and then you make money, then you don't make money. You know, I see a lot of people who were in the industry, and the thing is, now they don't have anything to show for because they never invested their money. And then you have, you know, the unfortunate few who have, you know, caught HIV, not maybe necessarily in the industry, but they were in the industry, and then, you know, it shuts down the industry. So, you know, you got that to deal with. You got the STDs that you have to watch out for. And, you know, it's just a lot of people, they don't have, it's not like SAG where you got, where you get like residual income. You know, you do a gangbang and, you know, this female gets her cheeks blown out by 5 dudes. She gets a one-time payment, but that video might go viral and see 5 million views. So the porn game, you just aren't necessarily getting compensated like you would for a movie. So it's the money's quick, but the fame is short-lived. Is the porn industry more racist than the streets? You know, the porn industry's changed a lot, man. When I got into it, they only would let certain black guys have sex with the white women. You know what I mean? But it changed a lot now, where they got a lot of the cuckold video, the breeding videos, the mandingo videos. So, you know, the black phallus has taken over, man, and now it's not such a big thing. I've seen straight rednecks let, you know, brothers run trains on their females. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's kind of cool now because it's all about just busting them cheeks. So to all my cheek busters out there, shout out to y'all. Keep busting them female cheeks. Somebody said, what are my thoughts on the tablets in prison? You see here running a pilot program. I think it's 3 prisons. Do you think prisons should approve tablets? I don't know about the tablet program in prison. Not familiar with that. I haven't really been keeping up with any of that, but I'd imagine it'd be beneficial if guys can use tablets to do research and study. Javi, thank you for the donation, man. And Windmill, thank you for the donation. What are some common probation violations? Probably the most common probation violation is motherfuckers testing dirty. Dumbasses get out here, they smoke weed, then they do it again. You get a warning sometimes, but then they do it again, or they catch a dirty with like a hard drug. Sometimes, you know, weed, I think maybe they would give you a pass depending on who your probation officer is. But, you know, when you test dirty for heroin or cocaine, you're going down. So, yeah, drugs is the biggest thing I see people violate. And I think a lot of people do that purposely so they can go back to prison, and it's an easy way to cop out. Somebody said Colorado started tablets in prison. Violence has gone down. There you go. I think anything that pushes education that will help people better understand what the fuck is going on in this world will curtail violence. I think having the weights was a big thing, and it kind of gave guys something to motivate them to do. That was a big thing that was prevented violence. And of course, just classes, having more classes for guys to acclimate into being normal people instead of being violent individuals. Hey, Big Herc, do you think college is for everyone? No, I don't. College isn't for everyone. For a lot of people, college just puts you greater in debt. You'll never pay off your college loans. You get an education that you only use maybe the last year into whatever field you're involved in. And then whenever you go get the job you're thinking that you went to school for, you got to learn a whole nother educational background for that job. So college just showed that you had dedication, and it kind of like opens the door if you're, somebody's an alumni of that college and you go to get a job. It's a place to get connections. It's a place to network. If I had a child and I was able to lace them up like I lace you guys, I would send them to the best high school, the best, best middle school. I would try to get them in the best college. Not because, and I'm not saying the best as far as just what costs the most, but making sure you have the right friends. The right friends is going to make the big difference, and college gives you the right friends. But taking a trade, man, there's a lot of trades that are making a lot of money. You can get right out of college, get into the automotive trade industry, make a lot of money. Welding, make a lot of money. Longshoremen. There's a lot of trades out there, electrician, So don't get frustrated if you're not maybe, cut out for college, man. There's a lot of other things out there, trade related, that pay really well. Somebody said, Big Herc, would you go back to doing porn if the money was right? It would have to be a lot of money, man. And the thing is now, it's more work than what it would seem to be in front of the camera. If I got into anything to do with the porn industry, I would be behind the scenes, capitalizing on production, because, really in front of the camera, when you're beating up the coochie, it's more work than you think. It's not like you're there and you're relaxed. Nah, man, you're under a lot of pressure. You got 2 or 3 people standing around. You got a director, you got a camera guy. Then you got, the female there. Then you got another motherfucker on the sideline hoping that you can't keep a hard on so he can come in and be a stunt dick. And a stunt dick is somebody who's on the set just in case there's a problem and they need to fill a void. And, you don't want to be known as a person who had the stunt dick come in and finish a scene, because word travels fast in the industry. Big Booty CO, have you ever seen any in prison? Yeah, there's a few. We had one. She wasn't even that hot, man, but she had a fat ass, and I'm telling you, man, motherfuckers would beat off to that fat ass walking by in them old khakis, because that's all you have when you're in prison. And any female, I don't give a fuck if she took her dirty drawers off, motherfuckers would have been fighting over them panties, man. Them motherfuckers would have been valuable. Al Capone, thank you for the donation, man. What up, Herc? Tuning in from the road in Georgia and my semi-truck, getting this money. Get that money, man. That's what I'm talking about. See, you getting that hustle on. You know what I'm saying? Clocking them dollars. Thomas Harris, thanks for the donation, man. When was that in Sheridan? I was in Sheridan in, let me see. Rampart 2002, 2003, 2002, 2003. I was in Sheridan in 2003 to I think about 2005 or 6. So I was in there for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Josh and Jesus, what's up? Thanks for the donation. Did you see the NWA movie? Yeah, I saw the movie. Great movie. Great acting. I thought, man, it was inspirational. And, man, you know what I mean? It's motivational to see dudes come up from where they came from to become who they became. You know, shout out to the whole NWA crew. You know, Yella, shout out to you. What is the weirdest thing I saw in prison? Shit, man. Weirdest thing? I don't know, man. I didn't really see anything really weird, man. I seen a motherfucking inmate kissing a CO. I seen a motherfucker get stabbed with a chicken bone. You know, I seen motherfuckers get rolled up. Nothing weird, though. Nothing I can say is really weird. Cap G, White, thank you for the donation, homie. Somebody said, does the music in the end of your videos remind you of being in prison? Nah, not really. You know what I'm saying? I've actually haven't had the prison nightmares, knock on wood. So, you know, life has been good, man. And I've got off parole. I've been off parole for shit, almost 5 years now. So, you know, I'm staying out the way, man. I'm doing this fresh out with y'all and getting this fucking money. What's the biggest prison privilege that you've ever heard of? I once heard of a prison with a recording studio. I'd never seen a recording studio at a prison, but I'm quite sure that, you know, they got dudes making music up in there. X-Rated, he done dropped a couple albums from prison, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, everybody's got their way of doing shit. Somebody said the pre-workout got me feeling powerful. Yeah, it do. Motherfucking yard time pre-workout. If you ain't got some, you better get some. So I'm going to go ahead and get the shout-outs for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody like to do their shout-outs. All the cheek busters out there. Yeah, if you're a cheek buster, you better get this, you know, cheek busting t-shirt. Let motherfuckers know you ain't afraid of no motherfucking cheeks, man. I heard about the South Carolina prison riot, man. Fucked up situation. I know I've seen some shit go down in prison, and I'm very thankful I made it out. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to go through any crazy bullshit. But, yeah, man, it's shit happens in prison, man. It just, you know, you never know what kind of tension is happening, man. So it's no joke. That's why, you know, I try to share this with you guys, because I don't want you guys to ever go to prison. If you're watching this show, you should know better. You know what I mean? And it's just for entertainment purposes. I lived enough prison life for everybody who's watching this show. So shout out to all y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to Germantown, Maryland. Tyler Castillo, thanks for the donation. Goku's, I don't know who that is, but could you split Goku's wig? Not sure who that is, man. But thanks for the donation. Shout out to East Fresno. Shout out to Kentucky. Shout out to Sacramento. Shout out to Watts. No, I didn't ever play Dungeons and Dragons in prison. I was studying. Hey, Few, thank you for the donation. Can you talk about why you went to jail? I love your videos. I work from my computer, so they keep me entertained around the clock. Shout out to Baltimore. Shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to Lancaster, Antelope Valley. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Boston, Massachusetts. Shout out to 559. Shout out to Halifax, 902. Shout out to Coons, Texas. Pacoima. Shout out to Ontario. Shout out to Hollywood. Shout out to Denver. Shout out to Wisconsin. Shout out to Virginia. Shout out to San Jose. Shout out to Manteca. Shout out to Tucson, Arizona. And as far as why I went to jail, man, I went to jail because I made a fucked up mistake. I chose to rob a bank with some guys, got into a high-speed chase, got arrested on the side of the freeway, and got 120 months, man. I made a bad choice, man. And if you watch my video on our channel, I have my interview where I talk about my bank robbery, but yeah, you know, bad choices, bad state of mind, and I learned a valuable lesson. Shout out to 805 Desmond Oil, Iowa. Shout out to Miami. Shout out to Peru. Shout out to LA. Shout out to 213. Shout out to Quad Cities. Yeah, I do know Sibo. I was in juvenile hall with him. Shout out to Little Rock. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Portland, Oregon. Shout out to NY. Shout out to everybody out there who's been down with us from day one. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Also, check out the Big Herc 916 motivation. You know, I don't talk about prison on there, but I talk about success and staying positive. Shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Dayton, Ohio. Hollywood, Missouri, Canton, Ohio, Pittsburgh, 501, Westside, 661, Toronto. Hey, man, shout out to everybody who's down with us. Shout out to Long Island. Shout out to Malaysia. I'll be back again next week. Tune in, 8 o'clock, California time, live stream. Hey, y'all, peace out, and go bust some motherfucking cheeks.